Well, hello and welcome back to the port. I'm the Gaff Major, and this is WoWs Weekly. WoWs Weekly it is supposed to be the weekly news video, although it's been a little bit of a while due to live events, but we'll cover that towards the end of the video. Anyway, the headlines this week, I hope this shortcut works. Obviously, we have some news from the Glendafu front. We also have some details regarding the auction. This has just been released as a community post on this channel, but we'll go over it as well in the WoWs Weekly. And also the 3 years of Legends. So these headlines and more after this short break. Jin Jin. So hello, and yes, welcome back. So first of all, let's go over the auction. Now the link to the blog post released by Wargame is down in the description, but basically for better or for worse, I think it's for worse, the auction has returned again, and potentially it's really just another cash grab for Wargame. During this season of auction, I guess you could say, there are going to be 4 items up for bidding. And only one of those items is for non-doubloon currency. That one is 4 commendations, which has a starting bid of 5 million credits, and there are a total of 3,000 lots for those commendations. So that's 4 universal commendations, I believe. Now there is the golden potato flag, or as I'm going to coin it, the whale flag, which has a starting bid of 500 doubloons. There will be 3,500 lots available. In my honest opinion, it's probably only really worth 750 doubloons. Maybe Wargame might value about 1,000 doubloons. But honestly, it's a cosmetic. It's really not worth investing in. I'm going to be totally honest. Like, it's not going to ruin your day if you don't have it. There's also the commander guides, Alice Thompson. She's that thing. Well, I can't reach enough. But yes, the woman in black, I guess you could say. Now, please bear in mind, commander guises are cosmetics only, can be used on only one commander. Furthermore, everyone else can just turn visuals of commander guises off. So, you could be purchasing a cosmetic that no one else can see. Now, basically, yeah, it's a god. She's available in all nations, so I guess it is universal. Golden shell tracers, although I've also seen it referred to as PP yellow as well. Starting bid 2,000 doubloons. Value, Wargaming would probably value it at about 5,000 doubloons. I would avoid it because it's a cosmetic, and there's only 5,000 available lots. Now, the big ticket item, I guess you could say, this round of auction is the Tier 8 German premium destroyer, the Elbing, although it's not really a destroyer, it's more of a cruiser. Now, although this is their blurb, it's a powerful German destroyer for an all-new tier, hard-hitting torpedoes with long range, a ton of HP, and mighty 5.9-inch guns. However, worth putting some caveats onto that, she has no engine boost, she has no sonar, she has terrible maneuverability, although she does have a large HP pool. She is also large, making it easy to hit. She also has terrible high explosive capability, but great AP potential. Torpedoes, I'd really say they're probably more average, but she does have good concealment for her size. It's basically, she's huge, and she's got the same concealment as, say, a Lightning, so that's quite interesting. Now, the Elbing will be returning to the store in the upcoming update. So the next update, obtainable for Global XP. However, I haven't seen it anywhere mentioned. If anyone has, obviously feel free to shout out. But the Wargaming is not telling us how much Global XP she's going to be worth. So obviously, they're not really giving us an idea on how much she's actually worth in regards to doubloons. So when it comes to the bidding, starting bids are 20,000 doubloons, and there are 1,000 lots of this. And in my honest opinion, I bet Wargame is going to price these at about 25,000 doubloons each. The reason why I'm saying that is because they've dropped the price of a tier 7 from 25,000 to 17,500. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to introduce tier 8 ships as campaign ships at 25,000 flat. Yeah, Global XP wise, I'm expecting 1,250,000 Global XP, I guess you could say. So, auction. how much money is Wargaming going to be making out of this, I guess you could say. So bearing in mind these values that I'm going to be talking about are based on the 47,000 doubloon bundles, which are available for £109.99, Great British pounds, or $149.99 United States dollars. So if Wargaming if all lots are purchased at the bare minimum price of doubloons and players convert doubloons at the most efficient rate, Wargaming is looking for the player base to spend a total of 31,750,000 doubloons, which is worth £74,301.75, Great British pounds, or $101,323.03 United States dollars. That's the bare minimum. If people pay for what I personally would say they're worth, although this might be less, this might be more, give or take, caveat there, in regards to what they actually should be worth. If people bid that, then basically Wargaming is expecting the player base to spend 52,625,000 doubloons, which is worth £123,153.69, Great British pounds, and $167,940.93 United States dollars. It's a lot of money. It's the best way to put it. So now, obviously, I think it can go without saying that Microsoft and Sony definitely get a cut of the doubloons that get processed through the game store, whether that be in game or outside the game through the actual store. Now let's be very generous and say that Microsoft and Sony take a 25% cut. They're still making an absolute bomb out of this. So it's a lot of money. I have done a community post. I have obviously broken the numbers down a little bit more, and you can then have a look at that. And feel free to obviously give it a thumbs up. But yeah, that's just putting some numbers like that we can kind of accrue based off of the auction. And let's be honest, I think this kind of showcases that auction is really just a money grab. And when you consider that two of those items are just cosmetics. Just cosmetics. It's nuts. So, 3 years in numbers. Obviously, this is linked down in the description. It's where they go through stats in regards to how many ships introduced the game, how many commanders, and blah blah blah. Generally, there's nothing really for me to cover here. It's just something that maybe people want to dip into. It is worth mentioning there is a 3 years flag redeem code in that post. That is also linked down in the description, so obviously you can click and copy and paste if you want to do that. So that's all nice. But there's two things in that post that's worth mentioning. It mentions obviously legendary carriers are getting ready. That's line 1. And line 2, there's one more museum ship coming next update. So, what could be a legendary carrier and a museum ship? USS Midway. So, I don't know if it is a hard hint at USS Midway, but I take it as a potential hint at a USS Midway with a pinch of salt, I guess you could say. Now, obviously, we are going to be entering the last season of Brawl, which is going to be happening this patch. I kind of missed covering the others. So obviously, Season 3 is all about destroyers, so they called it Torpedo Beat. And basically, it's destroyer on destroyer action only, and only torpedoes, which seems to be the interesting thing. This starts on August the 18th and runs until August the 22nd, starting and ending at 7 AM UTC. I haven't converted that into GPT, unfortunately. Now, this is Tier 4 destroyers only, and it excludes the Pan-Asian Jinhui destroyer because obviously it has deep water torpedoes and you can't use guns. Team size is obviously still free. Now, the additional tweaks is obviously the reload of consumables is 70% quicker, and reload on torpedo launchers is 70% quicker. Ships are also going to be moving 80% faster, and torpedo damage is also reduced by 70%. Artillery is disabled, battle time is only 8 minutes, although most battles will probably end in about 3 or 4 minutes. And divisions of up to 3 players are allowed, but divisions will always be matched against divisions, although the player size of divisions will not be matched. So a division of 2 could go against a division of 3 or vice versa, I guess you could say. Maps will be Big Race, Fault Line, New Dawn, Sea of Fortune, and Strait, and the prizes are as probably very similar to what you've already expected or encountered in the previous couple of seasons. 1 victory gives you 5 Type 1 camouflages and 50,000 credit. 3 victories will get you 2 rare ship XP boosters and 2 rare global XP boosters. 5 victories is 1,000 global XP and 1 day's premium count. 7 victories is 2 rare credit boosters and 10,000 commander XP. 9 victories is 2 rare battle boosters and 2 rare commander XP boosters. And 11 victories is 3 promotional orders. Generally, the rewards are pretty dismal, but when you consider that this is a game mode that most people are going to thrash out in about 45 minutes to an hour and a quarter, those returns aren't too bad considering the number of games that you have to play in comparison to, say, what you have to do sometimes for the campaign or for like weekly boosts or things like that. So although the rewards generally are quite pitiful, the amount of time you have to spend on it is quite minimal, and therefore it kind of balances the seesaw, I think. It's just whether it's something you want to play. So the Fleet of Fog, or the Archipelago of Blue Steel collaboration, is made a slight return. So this is in the in-game store, and the only reason why I'm mentioning it is because it's only available until August the 22nd. So if there is anything there of interest, then obviously you have a slight limited time, although there's no need to rush because eventually it probably will make a return in some form or manner. Now, Ferragosto, I believe, is basically a traditional Italian holiday. Excuse my pronunciation. But there is obviously a gift which has been made available. Redeem code is down in the description if you haven't claimed it already. And this will grant you free Reggio Marino or free Italian crates with this, which I guess it's something for nothing, so I'm not going to complain. Also, Golden Week has made a return. This is again installed. The only reason why I'm mentioning is because it's only available until August the 22nd. Now, news from Clendafu. Now, there's 2 items here. One of these items is a couple of weeks old, and I don't know if it has been fixed, but it's kind of a rumoured bug. It's basically that one of the islands on Hotspot is bugged, and you can be spotted through it, especially the one on the north side of Sea Cap. I've seen it mentioned. I've not seen it been fixed. It could have been hotfixed in the background. Now, the big one is obviously, it's been a community post that came out today, and basically it's regarding the PlayStation 5 and how it's been crashing recently. Basically, tomorrow at 2 a.m. Central Time, 7 a.m. UTC, they're going to be basically doing a debugging / investigation regarding the crash problem that's happening on PlayStation 5 for a 2-hour interval. After that mentioned time, they're going to be obviously monitoring the systems, monitoring the servers, and just seeing if they can identify the bug. However, in order to do this, they actually need to have the issue replicated. And in order to do that, they're actually having to encourage players of PlayStation 5 to turn on the console and try to play World of Warships during that time. And I unintentionally hope they crash. It's quite a weird one, but I guess we have to help them. So if you have a PlayStation 5 and you would like to not play World of Warships Legends between and are available after 7 a.m. UTC, try to turn on your console and log into the game and play a game. And if it crashes, then you're helping them, ironically. Last but not least, there's 2 flags. These are a little bit old. I'm only covering them because obviously I haven't done a WoWs Weekly for a while. I know sometimes people obviously don't follow the Discord or the Twitter or something like that. So down in the description is 2 more redeem codes for 2 flags. One of these is the Wargaming Birthday flag, and another one is also the Friendship Day flag. These flags have been available. I think the Friendship Day has been available since the 30th of July, so it kind of shows how long it's been since the last WoWs Weekly. But obviously we'll cover why that's been the case for a while. But obviously, before I go, if you're watching this live, you can shout out in the chat. I'm going to go through the chat anyway. Anything that you want in the news bar down below. And afterwards, if you're watching this on not so live, there should be a pinned post down below which you can comment on, and then I can obviously capture that in the next time I do WoWs Weekly, fingers crossed next week. Also, if I'm not quite doing Friday live streams, but any other live stream, feel free to shout in the chat, and that's where most of these actually come from. So thank you. Anyway, if you did enjoy that, give it a thumbs up, and I'll be jumping right into the chat and catching up with you lovely ladies and gentlemen after this short break. Good evening, Jeff Dave. Also, good evening, Amal. Good day to you, Action Pumper. Good day, Sean Whitling. And hello, Randy Jam. That's a rapid haircut you're sporting, Major. Well, thank you, Action Pumper. It was about time we had the old noggin cut back a little bit. It was getting a little bit long. But I had it cut weekend just passed, I think on Saturday. Randy, am I a bad person for wanting the golden potato flag? Yes, you are. Sean, the auction is a massive con. Golden potato flag facepalm. Yeah, no, that golden potato flag is is basically just it's basically just whale bait. Let's be honest, it's whale bait at the end of the day. Ahoy, Vaz, good to see you. Good to see you. And Vaz, chin chin. Finally, allowed to have some whiskey, which is going down an absolute treat. Although I have to remember, it is a work day tomorrow, so I don't want a hangover. Okay, L being a cruiser categorized as DD, a one-trick pony, sync cruisers. I think I see this before. Emilio, yeah, a 2-week hype the ship for $150, for £150. No, thank you. Fair enough. It's very much it. I do think that's what it's going to be. Obviously, as a CC, we did hope for testing, but I haven't touched the game for a long time. So we'll cover that in a second once the quarter of the chat. The commendations are very nice. Just the problem is the credits, the credit-less player base. As most of them have already spent, for yourself, for example, 50 million on 2 tier 8s. Yeah, it's quite amusing. They introduced something for credits, then they sapped all the credits out of the market. They've done this before, though. They've done this before. Vaz, they'll be swimming in cash for the rest of the year. They better give us something non-monetized, like training rooms, for enduring these predatory cash grabs. Well, this is why I kind of wanted to actually put some numbers behind it, because I think I kind of want to make wargaming kind of accountable. I want the player base to know that wargaming is basically expecting you guys to spend £71,000 or something like that just in a single auction, and that's if everyone just bidded the bare minimum and bought credits or bought the balloons efficiently. Correction, let's round it up, £75,000, $102,000. It's ridiculous when you think of it like that way. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It really is. Sean, I'm annoyed that there's no steel available for Brawl. Again, steel is just useless. Like, even although the Colbert is a very tempting ship, I have enjoyed playing her. At the same time, I'm very skeptical about spending any steel at the moment. I'm just going to hold on to it. So, although I'd love to get the Colbert, I think I'm going to pass, in all honesty. I'm a Criv. Major, don't forget, please come back bundles. Oh yeah, good point. We'll do that. So one thing that you may have noticed is that you'll be seeing the Benham R, the Flint R, and the Florida R. These are returning ships, or returning players. Basically, Wargaming is trying to get players to come back to the game via email, and has offered them a return premium ship, these being the Benham, the Flint, and the Florida, but they are classified as a separate ship. So very much like the way we have like Massachusetts B for Black Friday, this is Florida R for Florida returning player. Now, I've seen this before this update, but it's definitely a new drive they're doing this update at this very moment. I think in this week, it's an email campaign to try and get players back into the game. And, well, we all know why they want players back in the game. Milk, I guess you could say, especially with the auction about to... It's terrible. They get players to come back just as they release the auction. God's sake. Sometimes it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Imagine the money grab from the event. Sadly, I have not much info about it. Only those have left the game. Yeah, only those left. Vaz, I didn't play a single BB Brawl. Wasted time. I didn't touch it myself, but that's for other reasons. We'll get to that. As I haven't played a single game of Raw. Prizes are poo. Prizes are poo, Sean. I'll give you that. But as I admit, I tried 2 matches in the cruisers. That was enough for me. I only played for the stream. I would not want to play it solo at all. I was really just playing it for the hell of it, I guess you could say. Randy, I can imagine teams circling each other, launching torpedoes, nobody able to hit each other. Benny Hill music. Yeah, no, I could see that. Like, especially with the reduction in the torpedo damage is right down, and although the launch is really, really quickly, the ships are going to be moving so fast. It's just going to be nuts, really. It does. It's the best way to put it. Honestly, I don't even see it fun. I like playing destroyers quite a bit. I like playing cruisers quite a bit. The cruiser brawl was in my opinion. The DD brawl, you know what? I'm very tempted to say nah. I'm going to pass on that. I am live streaming tomorrow. That's the plan. But yeah, I doubt I'll play Brawl unless you guys are like, go on, play Brawl Major. Then I'll go like, okay, I'll give it 1 or 2 goes, but I'm not really too fast. I'm going for the island see-through bug still not fixed. Thank you, Griff. By the way, Xbox got another update last week which fixed the login error code, so that's good to hear. Hello, Dr. Sex. Hello. Nice, Major. I'm also indulging in some whiskey. Well, chin, Vaz. I've been indulging in sake and whiskey since well, we'll get to that. PC version is a big doggy poo. They messed up the aim and 25 kilometers per second shell velocity achievable. Woo! I'm gonna be careful. That stuff would strip the barnacles off your ship's hull. Sean, problem is, I think this auction, these auctions are going to be more frequent, which is bleeding out the player base. It would be more stuff on offer for players who have been playing since the beginning of World of Warships Legends. It should be more stuff. Yeah, this is the thing. It's like the anniversary we had, wasn't it, or something like that, where they recognise players who've been with the game since the beta and stuff like that. They gave like 1 year, 2 year, and 3 year bundles. Like, was it last patch, the patch before? No, it was back in April. But yeah, that was absolutely awful. It was like, you've been with the game for 3 years. Here's a pat on the head. Alright, feel good now. Alright, here's like 1 crummy reward. Here's a load of guff. Be happy. And it's like, just no. Anyway, I'll move on to channel news. So, obviously, I have not done WoWs Weekly since the 30th of July. I haven't done a live stream for a little while. And as you kind of seen the community post, heard through WoWs Weekly, obviously me and the missus have been going through IVF. Obviously, by me being able to consume whiskey, we have obviously got to the other side of that. So obviously, we've gone through a collection, me having to do my side of it. Let's not talk about that. And then obviously embryo growth and then embryo implantation. So we're now on the other side of that. The wifey is obviously continuing to take time off work in order just to keep stress away, and just so she can have a bit of her own time. I think she needs a bit of a break from work anyway. So obviously I'm back to work. But what that kind of means is for the past last week was just a lot of stress. There was a lot of stuff going on, the bit of the week before as well. So we're now on the other side since this weekend, so we've been able to take it a little bit easily now. So the aim is hopefully I'll get generally back into a schedule. I think while the missus is off from work, obviously she is home, so during the evenings I'm more likely to spend time with the missus before recording and streaming, subject to negotiations and things like that. So we're working around that, but here everything, fingers crossed, we're hoping that everything works. We've got the usual test in 2 weeks time, and then eventually the 12-week scan, and then fingers crossed we get all the way through it. Let's wait and see, I guess you could say. From a kind of like me talking about it side of it, obviously up through the IVF process I've been quite open. I think now we're on the other side. I think, let's just say, bad news would be more forthcoming than good news, I guess you could say. If there's no news, assume it's good news, unless there's bad news, I guess you could say. So at the moment, it's kind of fingers crossed, and let's see where we get to. So yeah, that's here. We're just hoping for that. Anyway, regarding how I'm going to be doing the channel, so the wife doesn't go back to work until the start of September. So this weekend, going to the in-laws, the family across the country. So that's why Friday's live stream has been brought forward to Thursday. The reason being is then that means Friday night I can hit the road. So obviously we're away that weekend. So the chances of me recording something early next week is very unlikely. But you never know. Wales Weekly should definitely be happening next week. The Friday live stream, definitely going to try and put that in there somewhere. And I have got an idea about doing a special, kind of like a one-off community live stream. The reason being is around the August bank holiday is my birthday, and usually I do like to try and do something special with the channel if I can around that time. Usually, I think last year I did like a bit of a Q&A, ask me anything. I'm kind of thinking of toying the idea of, yeah, let's do another Q&A, do a bit another of ask me anything for the community. But also what we do, I might get you guys just to submit your own gameplays, whether they be for, YouTube clips, send in via email, or linked via, say, Xbox or something like that. And then what I might do is I'll sit up in the office, I'll go through the questions, and we'll watch some of your gameplays. Rather than watching my gameplay, we'll watch some of your gameplays, and we'll just chill and have a bit of fun. And yeah, we'll just see how that goes. I kind of like the idea of it. A bit of a different kind of live stream. Be up in the home office. So watch out for community posts in the future, where obviously I'll be asking for A, your questions, and B, your submissions, I guess you could say, and that should be a nice bit of fun. And what we might do is we'll keep the floor open during the live stream, so if people want to submit links to other YouTube videos and stuff, we can look at them. I definitely want to put Narco's gameplay up on there. Although that's got a lot of language in it, but it is definitely worth watching. I think that's worth sharing. There's a couple of others there, so that I look forward to doing. It's just getting timing right for that. As we go into September, as the wife goes back to work, I'll be back into the usual routine. So the channel should obviously continue as per usual. And then at the end of September, I do have a week off. I will be going down to Cornwall on holiday. So during that week, there will probably be a bit of a hiatus, a bit of a quiet week. But then, fingers crossed, we'll be all back into everything as usual. So that's kind of like the foreseeable channel future, I guess you could say. And when does this patch end? If someone could tell me when this patch ends, I can't remember what week we're in. I think we're in week 4, so I guess we'll be going to a new patch next week. So maybe we might see if we can do a patch notes stream as well, which also means we might do a first look if I've got my timing right. Oh, okay, that could be interesting. Oh, I just catch up the chat, but I think Crib's just talking about cruisers and destroyers. Denny's max AP is only 120, whereas don't know yet that Wargaming would change to 150, just like the rest of the tier rates. That's one thing to note. Also, I have a feeling the Suya's armor scheme is different with the base and upgrade hull. With base hull, I get citadeled through the superstructure with bow on. Okay, that could be interesting. Sure, fingers crossed. Well, thank you. Yep, hoping everything goes well. And I believe you said you went through something similar. Right, I'm all caught up with the chat, and I hope you're all safe and you're all well. Look after yourselves, or have a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you are in the world. And that is Wales Weekly. I'll catch you tomorrow for the Not So Friday live stream. It will be a Thursday night at 20:30 hours BST. Until next time, I'm the Gareth Major, and back to the port. Pip and cheerio.